SFT News, I'm Xavier Davis.
And I'm Leo Shealy.
Officials in universities in a growing number of U.S. states are condemning racist text messages that were sent to black residents this week. The messages, which began appearing Wednesday, were received by at least 17 states, CBS News has found. There were a number of variations of the message using similar language telling the recipient they had been selected for cotton picking or to become a slave. All of the text included instructions, times, and dates to be ready and references to being picked up in a van. Some included the recipient's name or general location according to people who received the text, and screenshots reviewed by CBS News. In a statement, the FBI said it was aware of the offensive and racist text messages sent to the individuals around the country. And it said it is in contact with the Justice Department and other federal authorities. The NAACP President Derek Johnson condemned the messages and said they represent an alarming increase in vile and abhorrent rhetoric. The text received by people around the country, including Georgia, Florida, New York, California, Alabama, Louisiana, and Texas. And this number is rapidly growing. Now here's Tegan Terry with activities talking about the upcoming musical, All Shook Up. Tegan.
Thank you, Xavier. I'm Tegan Terry with SFT News, and here with me I have...
Derek Terry, Mr. Terry, debate and forensics coach.
Okay, what drew you to coaching debate and forensics? What do you find most rewarding about it?
So I debated and did forensics in high school in Tonganoxie, and I had a very inspiring coach, Steve Harrell. He's the coach at Tonganoxie High School, and yeah, I just did it all throughout high school. And so when the position came open at Santa Fe Trail, I jumped at the opportunity to coach debate and forensics here. It's been awesome.
What strategies do you use to help students build confidence in their public speaking and argumentative skills?
Well, the class in general helps all students with their public speaking skills because that's what we do every day. And we're traveling on the weekends, competing against other schools, getting state qualifications, placing at state. But I would say my One Speaks boot camp, it was a week-long, intense speaking drills exercise that I created, probably is the most helpful, along with competing in the tournaments and mock debates on Thursdays.
How many tournaments have you traveled to this year?
I believe we just finished our third tournament, and actually we did really well there. We had a couple freshmen that placed sixth place in their first ever open tournament, so that was pretty awesome.
What were the last places you visited?
We just returned from Spring Hill on Saturday, so.
Nice. Okay, thank you. What first sparked your interest in art?
I've loved art ever since I was little. I used to draw with my mom on paper bags, and we would sit for hours because we didn't have a lot of money. And she would draw pictures, and then I would color them. So that was what first sparked my interest in art.
Did you receive formal training in art, or are you mostly self-taught?
A combination. I grew up with very talented parents, and then I went on to work for several different artists, and then I went to college. So I cover the gamut.
Was there a specific moment in your life when you decided to pursue art as a career or focus?
I always knew I was going to do something in art, but when I went to college, I initially went for education, got there and went, yeah, no, I'm gonna go be in the art department, and had a blast, so.
Do you have a favorite piece that you've created?
No, I don't have a favorite piece, but I do have a series I love. The one that I did when the boys were really little, I really like that one.
How do you encourage students who may not feel confident in their artistic abilities?
I think it's important to create an environment first that helps students feel comfortable. They have to feel safe. And then I try to remind them that not everybody's proficient, and that's okay. It's more about being able to lead them to just the action of creating instead of this has got to be this way.
Yeah.
If I can inspire you to create your passion, it helps the creativity.
Okay, that's all I have for you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
What is the musical about this year?
So All Shook Up is a jukebox musical with all songs by Elvis Presley. And there is an Elvis character. His name is Chad. And he enters this small town set in the 1950s that is repressed by their very conservative mayor, how she has a whole bunch of rules where they can't dance, they can't sing. And he sort of comes into town and shakes things up, if you will, and shows them how much fun they can actually have in their lives. And then in the process of all that, there's a whole bunch of love stories that get crisscrossed, which makes it pretty entertaining, without any spoilers.
How did you first get interested in music?
For as long as I can remember, I've been singing and dancing. I started taking dance when I was 4, and I did it all the way through high school, and I danced in college, and I still dance now for fun whenever I can. I always loved singing in the first place. When I was in first grade, I got chosen to be in my high school that I eventually went to, their production of The Sound of Music. I got to play the youngest sister in that show, and that sort of lit my fire, if you will. And I just kind of kept doing music all the way through, up until obviously here I am now. But I started piano lessons when I was in 3rd grade, and yeah, I just have always, I've always been doing it. It's always been my thing, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tegan. With other news, Santa Fe Trail Dodgeball Tournament. Anonymous viewers say that the staff team is in it to win it.
We'll see about that.
Yes, we will. The Santa Fe Trail FBLA, ran by Julie Smith, is hosting its annual dodgeball tournament. We asked Mrs. Smith questions about FBLA, and here's what she said. We wondered how long the dodgeball tournament has been going on, and she said, the dodgeball tournament has been in existence since before my time, so more than 3 years. Then we asked what it supports, and she said in the past, it has supported merchandise on a national level. But they've switched gears to the Alzheimer's Association, so all the proceeds from our FBLA dodgeball tournament will go to that association. And then we asked how many teams have signed up this year and what is the usual amount, and she said last year they had 12 teams, and as of this morning they have 9. Then we asked what team she thought would win, and she said that any team with baseball players would have an advantage, but she thought that the staff team led by Mr. Gloss would win it. Now we're going to send it off to Kale, our investigative reporter, with the school's vaping problem.
Thank you, Leo. There are currently 2 million teens across the U.S. who vape. Nurse Kim says it leaves a tar on the inside of your stomach worse than cigarettes. Most of the staff here at SFT believes that they get their vapes from certain vape shops. Where do these kids get their vapes, you may ask? I was a part of an investigation. I had enough evidence in Topeka where a vape shop was selling vapes to minors, says Mr. Ellis. You might think that not many kids do this. Maybe 20% of the kids in this school vape, Deputy Rolston says. Deputy also says that he thinks kids mostly vape for status. Around the world, over 6,100 kids start vaping a day. And 11% of that is 10 to 11-year-olds vape. And 5.9% of 8-year-olds vape. Back to you, Leo.
And that was Kale with the ongoing vaping epidemic found inside of the Santa Fe Trail High School. But let's start with a police search that's underway after 43 monkeys escaped from a research facility in South Carolina. Police in Yamasee-Beaufort County said the rhesus macaque primates escaped from the Alpha Genesis, and a business that provides non-humane primate products and bioresearch services. The monkeys were a group of very young females that have never been used for testing, and an Alpha Genesis spokesperson confirmed that the animals are too young to carry any disease. Alpha Genesis is currently have eyes on the primates and are working to entice them with food, and traps have also been set, and officers are using thermal imaging cameras in an attempt to recapture the animals. Residents are strongly advised to keep windows, doors secured to prevent these animals from entering homes. Yamasee Sheriff's Department said that in a statement, anyone who finds a monkey should not interact with it, but instead call 911. Now on to David Welton with the blood drive.
Did you know that one person can save up to 3 lives with one blood donation? At Santa Fe Trail, we hosted a blood drive. You may be asking yourself, what is a blood drive? Is it a large room or gym where people get their blood drawn? Amy Burgett said, is a large room or gym established by Blue Cross or KU Blood Center, where people over 16 and are healthy that can get their blood drawn. You may be wondering, why don't kids donate blood? Coming from Braden Van Born, he said, because I really didn't want to. Not for any bad reasons, I just didn't really care. Now you know why they didn't. Here's why someone did donate blood. Coming from Scott Garcia, he said, I really wanted to know what my blood type was. And now, since I donated my blood, I can help someone. And you may be questioning, how's it turn out this year compared to other years? She said, Amy Burgett said, it's not as bad as some years, but really we only filled up half the blood we needed. Some years we even had to turn down people because how much blood we donated. Thank you, back to you, Xavier.
Thank you, David. And now on to 5 dead after multiple shootings at 3 different homes in Kansas. In Wichita, Kansas, 5 people are found dead after a series of shooting Sunday evening at 3 different homes. Police first respond to a 911 call just before 6 p.m. on the 1700 block of Santa Fe, where they found a man shot and killed. Moments later, officers discovered 3 more victims at a second home just half a mile away, all with apparent gunshot wounds. As police canvassed the area, they found a 5th victim in a nearby home. All 5 men, ranging in age from 39 to 68, were believed to know each other. Police suspect one of the victims may have been the shooters, but they are still investigating. Authorities say there is no outgoing threat to the community and no outstanding suspect at this time. Thank you. Now to Holden with sports.
Who are you and what do you coach?
My name's Thatcher Decker and I coach high school boys basketball at Santa Fe Trail High School.
What got you into coaching?
Was a player, loved it as a player. When I had kids, realized what kind of coaches they might have, so I decided to do it myself. And I wanted to become a teacher, so it worked.
Who did you look up whenever you were coaching?
My mentor was Andy Carrier from Ottawa University, recruited me to 3 different colleges. He just passed away, but he was my main mentor.
What position did you play in college?
Point guard.
Point guard? You look like a point guard kind of guy.
I act like one, American.
Thank you.
Betcha, my man.
Who are you and what do you coach?
Coach Gonzalez, head coach for wrestling, and then assist with football and baseball. Miss Smith made a little cameo.
Why did you take this position?
Should I just walk back
I
in?
enjoy the culture down here. It's a little bit of a smaller atmosphere. Chance to get to know the kids a little bit better, and hopefully have a big impact on their life.
What coach did you look up to for taking this position?
I'd known Coach Erickson since I was really young. My dad was a coach for 40 years as well. I had a couple college coaches that I worked with or under when I was a college athlete. I think all of them have been mentors to me at some point throughout my life.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was Holden with sports. And in more sports news tonight, Santa Fe Trail High School basketball players are celebrating a new addition to the training equipment. A self-rebounding and passing machine known as the Dr. Dish, a device that allows players to improve their skills like never before, boosting confidence and performance for everyone on the court. This machine is designed to return the ball automatically, allowing students to practice shooting and even rebounding on their own. Here at Santa Fe Trail, coaches and athletes alike are thrilled with the new Dr. Dish self-rebounding machine. A lot's in store for Charger hoops this year, and they're looking to change the Charger culture back to what it once was. I also spoke with a few of the new starters and some of the only returning varsity players. They expressed supreme excitement. It was a great investment. It was a lot of money, but it makes kids better, says Von Decker, starting point guard. Now we're going to send it to Jesse with the weather.
Thank you, Xavier. Good evening. This is your weather update for the week. A major weather pattern is taking shapes across North America this week, with a strong cold front sweeping down from Canada, bringing early snow to parts of the Rockies and the northern plains. Cities like Denver and Minneapolis are already bracing for snow accumulation, while much of the upper Midwest is seeing temperatures drop sharply. For these in the Northeast, scattered showers are expected through the midweek, making it for a rainy commute, especially in cities like New York and Boston. Meanwhile, the South is still feeling the lingering warmth of autumn, while temperatures in Texas, Florida, and the Gulf Coast, holding steady in the upper 70s and 80s. But even in these warmer regions, there's a chance of thunderstorms later in the week. As humidity and cloud cover increases, out west, the Pacific Northwest and California are seeing heavy rain from an atmospheric river event, which could lead to localized flooding and mudslides. In the Bay Area, expect persistent rain through Thursday, while Southern California should brace for a cooler, wetter than usual weekend. And if you're in Europe, it's much the same as here at home. Rain showers sweeping across the UK and France, while Spain and Italy enjoy drier but cooler conditions. So whether you're shoveling snow in Chicago or dodging showers in New York, it's shaping up to be a week of varied conditions across the country. And back to you, Xavier.
This has been Stand Official News. I'm Leo Shealy.
And I'm Xavier Davis.
We will see you tomorrow.